right, girls. Well, we rehearsed.
To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. To the left, to the left. Everything you own in a box. To the left, in the closet. That's my stuff, yes. If I bought it, say, don't touch.
Girl, we sound mad good.
What's good, what's popping, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Lelonasoka, and thank you so much for tuning into yet another episode of Everything Lelona, where we talk about everything and anything. Cheer. Now, if you are new here, welcome, baby. I really hope that you'll enjoy this video. That will make you hit the subscribe button somewhere over here. And if you are a regular subscriber, a gang, say one, what's good, what's up, what is it? I really hope that you are well and that you are taking care of yourself. Okay? So we are back with a brand new video, and of course this video is a story time. Now this story time, you guys, I did not want to share it at all. I think I've said this about a couple of story times that I didn't want to share this story time, but this one in particular, because the person that this story is about actually first saw me here on YouTube. So evidently she watches my channel, okay? So yeah, I'm gonna title the story time, I was in a throuple. Or was I? Something like that. So if you are interested and excited for the story time, please do not forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, share the video, super thanks me if you can, and most importantly, grab yourself a glass of something to drink, because you could definitely need it, okay? So without wasting anyone's time, let's get into this video. So this happened sometime, I'm not sure of the year, but 2021, 2020, 2021, there, yeah, bo. But it was towards the end of lockdown. So restaurants were open and people were moving around. We still had a curfew. The curfew was like 11. I don't remember exactly, but it was towards the end of Miss Rona. Yeah, well, sharp. So what had happened was, at the time, I had broken up with the white man that made me sleep outside, but I was still dating Whoopi Goldberg. Remember Whoopi Goldberg? Lo, I called on his birthday after sending him money for dinner, and then found out that he was actually having dinner with someone else. So I was still kind of dating him, but things between us were very, very shaky, okay? So, he was doing his whole thing of being in Joburg and being in Gauteng, being in Pretoria, being in Fourways, Centurion, but he would never come to see me, right? Whoopi Goldberg. But so in my head, I was like, you know what? The one thing that I need to have with this man is a conversation. Is for us to sit down, figure out what's going on, and see if we both want to make this thing work, right? So I invited him to a breakfast date. So I say to him, please see me. Can we see each other for breakfast, sit down and talk, right? So he's like, okay, cool. So we arranged to meet up on a Sunday morning for breakfast at Mandela Square, Tasha's shop. So I get there, he arrives first, and then I get there. So when I get there, I sit down with him and we're like talking and doing whatever we do, your breakfast. Yeah, so while we're sitting there, it's Whoopi Goldberg and I. So while we're sitting there, I noticed that there's a couple that's sitting like here to us. Yeah, so I can see, well, according to me, I thought they were a couple, right? And then I thought they weren't. Then I figured out that they actually were, because while I'm sitting there, it's a lady and a guy. So the guy is facing my direction, the lady is facing the other direction. So I see this guy pointing at me, or like hinting to this lady to look over. So she turns around, looks over, sees me, she smiles, yeah, bo? So I smile back, and then I continue with my conversation with Whoopi Goldberg. So during this date I'm on with Whoopi, we're talking, addressing our relationship, dynamics and. So I keep seeing that these two keep looking over and looking at me. They keep looking over, looking at me. Eventually, this lady waves, yabo, and then I wave back. But at this time, I'm like, why is she waving at me? Now, yes, I am on YouTube, but at the time, my YouTube count was very, very, very low. My subscriber count, very low. I'm sure at the time, I had like 500 subscribers. And these were people from Instagram and people who know me in person. So I didn't recognize her. Yeah, bo? So I was like, oh, okay. I wonder where does she know me from? So it would never click to me, but she maybe knows me from YouTube. I'm like, maybe we are funny, sir. Or what the hell is going on? Why are they talking about me? Hey, towards the end of our date, they stand up because they are leaving. They stand up, they walk towards us. So the way out is like towards us, yeah, bo? Or just past us. So they walk, they stand by our table. She looks at me and says, hi, Lelona unjani. Yeah, bo? So I'm like, okay, she knows my name, so she's not mistaking me for someone else. I'm like, hi, I'm good, how are you? She's like, oh, hi, igama lam ndinguVuvu, and I know you from your channel. I really enjoy your content. So I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the first time someone recognizes me from YouTube. Oh, thank you so much. Introduces the husband. This is my husband. My husband Brian, like Siba would say, my husband Brian, and he also fucks with you. He's the one that actually saw you, yeah, bo? I'm like, oh, hi Brian, so good to meet you guys. Thank you so much for the support. So while we are talking, Uwupi Goldberg stands up and goes to the bathroom, yeah, bo? So we talk. Atu Vuvu, no man, like I would really love to see you again. I would really love to get to know you. So can you please give me your number and we can communicate via text and whatever. I'm like, push up. I give him my number and they leave. Whoopi Goldberg comes back. We continue with our date and we sort whatever we needed to sort out. We iron whatever we needed to iron out and then we go our separate ways. Now, later on that evening, I get a text from Vuvu. Vuvu's like, hey, it's Vuvu. Thank you again for giving me your number. This is my number. You can save it. I save a number and we continue talking. We start talking and I'm like, oh, this is cute. So during that whole week, she keeps checking up on me and I keep checking up on her. And it's looking like the start of a friendship between the both of us. Now, the following week, Uvuvu sends me an invite. She's like, listen, I am hosting a couple of friends. We haven't seen each other since Miss Rona started making her rounds. So we haven't seen each other in a very long time. These are going to be couples. Would you like to come? And if you want to bring a +1, you can, seeing that it's going to be couples. So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, who am I gonna bring? I'm thinking, should I bring Lerato? But I'm like, I no man, I can't need, yeah, bo. I'm like, I will to another +1, I'll come myself, yeah, bo. So she's like, okay, cool. So the thingamabob, the event or the dinner is going to be the following Saturday. So we've been talking for a week now. Then it's gonna be the second week. Then the Saturday of the second week, that's when the dinner will be. Yabo? Nyanike, we continue talking, and I'm still uploading content, and now I notice her on my comments. Yabo? I notice Uvuvu. I'm like, oh, this is the lady. Nanguvuvu. Yabo? And Nyanik, on her comments, sometimes she's like, oh, my husband this, oh, my husband liked this video, oh, yeah, bo. And she would also Instagram me, send me DMs on Instagram that I'm watching with Happy, we are laughing here, wara. So basically, her husband also fucks with my content, yeah, bo. So I'm like, okay, I really like the fact that when I go there, it won't be awkward because even her husband knows me. Yeah, get sharp. So, the day of Vuvu's dinner arrives and I look gorgeous, cha. I look gorgeous. I'm not I'm not too cash, yet I'm not too formal. So I'm like semi-casual, semi-formal type of vibe. I'm looking cute. That's all I remember. I was looking cute. Nyan, I go over to Vuvu's place. When I get to her place, oh my God, this woman has a beautiful, 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 beautiful home. It's huge and it's somewhere in the north, very affluent area, and you can tell as you drive in ukuba banemali apha. Yabona aba banemali, whoever lives here is moneyed. So nyani, I get there, a lot of people are already there, so I walk in and I'm trying to look for this lady and I spot the husband. So I go over to the husband, I greet, hey, how are you? He gives me a hug. He's like, oh my gosh, you made it. Thank you so much for coming. Da, 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 da. So I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, pumpa's wako. Like, no, she's there. I go over to her, I greet her, she's with other ladies, she introduces me. Like, one thing about me, when I get to a space where there's other people, best believe I'm gonna gel with pretty much everyone. All right, I don't get there and be like, I don't pull back. Now, one thing about me, I don't pull back. I don't go into a shell. I'm very extroverted when I am outside and I'm around abantu. I become very extroverted. So I'm getting along with everyone. I'm seeing couples, I'm seeing gay guys as well here, and I'm like, this is very interesting. Because seemingly Uvuvu and her husband have quite a number of gay acquaintances and friends. Yeah, bo? And I'm like, okay, this is interesting. The dinner, ibe mnandi. People start leaving. There was nothing funny that happened during the dinner. So about Nyanike start leaving, and when I say to Uvuvu, okay, now I think I'm also going to make my way home, she says, hold up, bitch. You better make sure you stick around. Please be the last person to leave. Hey, so I'm like, why? Yeah, well, I'm like, why? Okay. I don't know why. Like, why was I I'm a bit of time? So, obviously, baby girl is playing host. So, whenever people are leaving, she's going out with them. So, I'm sitting down with her husband and the other guys. Yeah, bo? So, conversations are there. Let's give him a name, Brian. We said Brian, eh? So, I'm sitting with Brian and the other guys, and people are starting to leave. Four of us. There's four of us now. There's three of us. Then it's just Brian and I. And then some gay guys come join us, and then eventually they leave. Like, you really, if I'm being honest. But eventually, kusheke mna, sheke uvuvu, sheke Brian. About to have left. It's like past 12 already. About to have left, and we are all feeling a bit on the tipsy side. So Atuvuvuke told me the reason why I wanted you to be the last person to leave is because there's something Brian and I wanted to discuss with you. So I'm like, Sana, we are already having discussions. We just met. Like, we literally just met. I don't know you. So I'm thinking, I wonder, what did I do to them? Did I maybe offend them in one of my videos? And I'm like, okay, what do you want to talk to me about? At Uvuvu, listen, what I am going to tell you here is something that's not really ordinary. Okay? So please listen with an open mind and an open heart. If you receive it, you receive it. If you don't, you don't. At least we had the conversation with you. Right now, I'm getting confused about the fuck? Like, we don't know each other. So just say it. Let's hear what this is. Atuvuvu. So the first day we saw you, it was actually my husband who spotted you, right? And when he looked at you, he was like, oh my gosh, Nangya Ulelon. We had a conversation about you, but this boy, judging from his story times on YouTube, he's someone who's very open-minded. He's someone who's very liberal as well. So and the fact that you speak about sexual stuff, I know, guys, I'm not the only person who speaks about sex and what on this platform. But she was like, we just liked your vibe, and my husband and I, she didn't say polyamorous. She kind of said polyamorous, I think, but they have an open tonton. Yeah, bo? Remember, at this point in time, I am very tipsy, yabo? So I am chemically imbalanced, and this man is gorgeous. Umtuka Brian. Brian is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful man. And Brian is very quiet. Brian is very reserved, and he was opening up when it was just him and I talking, yabo? So he would open up, he would talk, and then when there's other people, he would again pull back and go into his shell. So I'm like, oh, okay. So now he also says something. It's like, so when I saw you, I was like, damn, he's hot. And I'm like, you did what? Like, guys, I don't think I'm the hottest person to walk the streets, okay? I don't even think I'm hot. Like, that's my thing. I don't even think I'm hot. I might have a cute face. I don't know, but for you to see me in person and be like, whoa. I was like, oh, really? Really? You really think I'm hot? He's like, yeah, I saw you, and we think you're really good looking, and we would love to explore something with you. So we're not saying give us an answer right now. Think about it. Come back to us, and then we'll take it from there. I'm like, oh, fuck. This is a lot. And because I wasn't expecting what you're saying, give me time. Let me think about it. But like I said, so I look at the husband, and then I say, you are very, very good looking and a very attractive man. So the fact that you find me attractive is very, I don't know, it's a very nice, reassuring feeling. And I think you're very attractive as well. I'm not saying anything to uvuvu. Yeah, bo? I'm not saying, man, oh, now sweetie, because I don't really have an attraction to women like that. Yeah, bo? So I tell him how good looking he is, and give me time. I'll come back to you guys. Sharp. Nyani, I request my Uber. I go home. On the way home, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Like, what the fuck just happened? Nyan, I get home, I tell Vuvbana, hey babe, I just got home. Thank you again for an amazing evening, and then I passed out. Wake up in the morning. When I wake up in the morning, I get a text from a number I don't know. Ukuba, thank you so much again for joining us. Izolo. We had an amazing time with you. And now it's Brian that's texting me. Yeah, bo? So do think about what we have offered, and we want this to be on your terms. Okay? So I'm like, what do you mean on my terms? Like, I don't even know, but are you saying I should give you a price? Maybe never price. Like, should I give them a rate here? So I'm like, maybe did he rate guys, if you all want to be fucking with me, rate malenga. So I'm like, okay. So the guy that you saw me with is a guy that I was seeing, right? So on that day, him and I were having our last conversation. We were trying to fix things, but things weren't fixed. So we ended things right there. Yeah, bo? So they're like, oh, okay. So single? Yes, I'm single. So I'm not really looking to be in anything serious. I like how Brian looks. I like a persona like Brian, and you're also a great woman. Yeah, bo? But what do you think would happen if we were to be in bed together? Would you also want me to fuck you? Like we said, like Brian said, we want this to be in your own terms. So if you want to fuck me, you'll fuck me. If you don't want to fuck me, you won't fuck me. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So now I'm like, Brian. And uBrian yena ndizamfumana and uBrian ndizamtya and uzanditya and why did I say it like that? So I basically decide ukuba I would love to do a trial run type of thing. But how will this work? They invite me over, they say come through, let's chill. We'll see how this thing works between the three of us. Hey guys, Figure Payana again, like I know this house, beautiful house. Now there isn't anyone in the house but me, Brian, the lady Osebenza Payana and Uvuv. So they've got a housekeeper, so she's there. So Baby Kelgenyani is going up and down, she's serving us drinks, she's what, and I'm like, hey, do you guys partake in the herb? Because I think I'm very nervous, so I would love to, and I do have my own. So I was like, no, it's fine, you can go in the garden and smoke. Nyan, I go out, Brian smokes cigarettes, so I go out with Brian and we are in the garden. I'm smoking my weed, he's smoking his cigarette. We're talking. So I'm expressing to him, but you know what? I'm very nervous about this whole thing. Firstly, because it's giving threesome vibes, and I've never had a threesome before, and I don't know how it's going to work out. Atu Brian, you know what? Leave this all to Uvuvu and I. We've done this before. We know what we are doing. And when I just enjoy the ride, you will catch on. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Nyan. Hey, guys, sihlale man, we drink. When we are all now tipsy, when we are all tipsy, Brian starts making a move on me. So after Kisandla saw, ne, and starts rubbing my nipples and watwati, kissing my neck. No vuvu aze. She starts kissing my neck. So I'm in the middle now. It's Brian, it's Uvuvu Gapa. Brian has his hands all over me. Vuvu is busy kissing my neck, and then they kiss, and then she kisses Brian, and I'm like, what the fuck did I get myself into? What the fuck did I get myself into? But obviously I'm horny as fuck as well, because I've had a lot of wine, I've had some weed, so umzimba relaxed and umzimba ufuna into ngaphakathi, okay? Like I want it inside me. Hey guys, ibe yilo wishi yento eyuwiri bayaphuzana bayandiphuza namu bayandibamba nam. I am touching here, I am touching there, I am putting a finger inside, I am touching this one and putting it in my mouth. Kuyilondo, yeva. So I basically so we basically had sex, all three of us, okay? We had sex, we towards after we were done, we're still all like laying in bed. So I'm quiet because I'm like, what the hell did I just do? I'm like, what did I just do? And I told Brian, no man, this was nice. Send me your account number. Kuchu Brian, send me your account number. I'll send you imali your Uber. Because they live far from me, guys. Like they really live far. So I'll send you imali your Uber. It is sharp. I sent him my account number and lo and behold, clink ibeze thousands, guys. And I'm like, there's absolutely no way he Uber 1,000 rand or is over 1,000 rands, because the money that he sends me were thousands of rands. Okay, so I'm like, I gave you a sex one time and you are giving me thousands and thousands and thousands of rands, and Kengoku, I'm like, okay, is this what they were talking about when they said this is going to be on your terms? I'm like, maybe rate yamle and Chalena as a sex worker. And I'm not a sex worker, guys. So I'm like, maybe rate and Chalena as a sex worker, and I like it because I enjoyed myself with a man that I find attractive and his wife. Yeah, what's so guys, I'm so wrong. I'm so wrong for this. So we keep hooking up, right? We keep hooking up, but whenever we hook up, I don't really have any interaction with Uvuvu, except for her kissing me and maybe me fingering her. But I'm always focused on Brian, and Brian is always focused on me, you know? So Brian now, remember Brian has my number. So Brian starts texting me about, what are you doing? No, I'm around town. Can I come over? Okay, alone. I thought we were Throuple. She's like, no, can I come over? And I'm like, okay, cool. I sent him my address. He would come over. We would babs, just him and I. And I asked him, Obana, so you coming to my place and we babs? Do I tell Uvuvu lento? You know? Do I tell, like, what's going, like, what are the limitations and boundaries of what we are doing? You and I have hooked up without Vuvu present, right? Is she aware? Is that something I can tell her that I was with you? Is that something I can discuss with this lady? Ukuba, Brian and I slept together. Yeah, but like, yes, we have been sleeping together, all three of us. But now it's just me and you. So is this something that I can tell her? He's like, no, man, now you don't need to tell her. She'll know from me. Yeah, boy? So when you don't need to bring it up, you don't need to. But her and I do have our conversations and she will know. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I think some time goes by. We guys, again, we are not like hooking up every single day. We're not like having sex every single day, but like I'm sure every 2 weeks they would call me up, I would go to them. But O'Brien and I were fucking like rabbits. We were fucking like rabbits. He would literally be at my place, I'm sure, 2 times a week. Every single week, 2 times a week. And then I'd go to their house like every other 2 weeks. So, couple of weeks later, after Brian and I hooked up for the last time, and then he didn't come for like 2 weeks or whatever. Couple of weeks later, I get a text from Uvuvu kuba, hey Chomi, can I see you? There's something I want to talk to you about. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, sharp. So in my head, I'm like, shit, I wonder what does this girl want to meet up with me for? Now, at this point in time, at their place, I am no longer going there. I'm meeting up with Brian secretly, and it's just him and I, and we are pushing what we are pushing. Brian is here, he's sending stuff, to keep me hush-hush, and I'm keeping hush-hush because I love this. You understand? Sharp! So, Uvuvu is like, can we meet? I'm like, oh, okay, cool, Chomi. I'm still calling her Chomi. Guys, Nyani, Uvuvu is like, no, I'm gonna come to town, we can meet somewhere in Aboneng, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's a restaurant we took by, what's this place? What is that place? Patapat. Yeah, so she's like, she wants to meet up at Patapat. There's a chef. The chef that was, let me not say which chef, but I don't remember the logistics, but there's a chef that was on a TV show that she wants to taste ukutya kwakhe. So can we meet at Pata and have our conversation? Yeah, but there's something she wants to discuss with me. I'm like, okay, cool, sharp. So when Uvuvu sits down with me, she's like, I've been enjoying what we've been doing. I'm like, yeah, it's been an experience. It's been an experience, child. So I'm like, yeah, it's been an experience way too, and I've also been enjoying it, but I suspect that O'Brien is getting sex somewhere else. Why? O'Brien doesn't sleep with me anymore. Like, they don't have sex together as a couple anymore. and she feels like he is out cheating on her. So I'm like, but why would you cheat if you are in an open polyamorous marriage? Why would you cheat? Because it's very easy for you to discuss with your wife and tell her, listen, I want to fuck with Banban, but I don't want to do it with you. Because I think that those are things that they can discuss and like come to a decision. You understand? So I'm like, why would he be going outside? In my head, I'm like, because this man is coming to me at least twice a week, and then on the weekend I am with the both of them. So I get why he doesn't have time, nor does he have the energy to have sex with just her, because he's having sex with just me. So I'm like, okay, what? Like, why would he not? So I'm very concerned, and I'm like, should I tell this girl, Ukuba, it's actually me? And yeah, well, so Nyanike, we eat, we meet the chef. She's like, no, I've always wanted to see you. Wara. She says to me, do you think he would be up to like have a thing with me? So did he make a hey bro, because this man was gorgeous. That chef was gorgeous. So I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, no, since O'Brien is out here sleeping with other people outside of me, maybe I can also do the same. So do you think this chef guy would be willing to sleep with me or like have a thing with me? Hey, I'm like, show me. Sunfaka, I'm very connected to you and Brian. And I think this is now where I need to come out with it, because a guilty conscience would not allow me to hide it anymore, because this lady was nothing but good to me. Let's be honest. She provided me with friendship. She confided in me, and I liked her, man, as a friend. I liked her as a friend. So I'm like, listen, I don't know if O'Brien has told you this, but O'Brien and I have met each other outside of you. She seems shocked. Now I'm like, you know what? I must count my words now. Because I can't just divulge everything. I have to be very strict about it. I have to be very strategic about it. I'm like, no. Brian came to my place. We hung out, we chilled, and I asked him, Ukuba, would you be comfortable with him and I just chilling together? And she's like, okay, and what did he say? And then I'm like, no, he said he would have a conversation with you. And this was weeks ago. And he did, it was now. It was weeks ago when he came and he said to me, he's going to have a conversation with you. And even right now, sitting here with you, I don't want to have the entire conversation with you regarding that. I want him to have that conversation with you. I don't want to be the one that came between you two, because you two have a good thing going, and the fact that you are so open with each other is like something that is very commendable. So yeah. So again is so confused, so perplexed. I'm like, I am not going to tell you anything about what my meeting with Brian was about. I want him to tell you. After he's told you, come back to me. We'll talk and figure a way out. So baby girl Nyanike is so confused, so perplexed, so flabbergasted. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, have the conversation with your mans and come back to me. Nyan. Later on that evening, so obviously Genke went home, she had the conversation with her mans, and when she came back to me and she was like, I'm so disappointed in you. I was like, oh, okay. That's the route you are taking. You are disappointed in me. But I'll hear you out. I will hear you out. Talk, speak your truth, tell me what it is that you're feeling. So she tells me that she's so disappointed in me because she's the one who brought me into this whole thing, and she thought I was loyal to her. And I would never go behind her back and do izinto ezinjalo with her mans while her and I are friends. So I'm like, okay, I hear you. I understand why you would be so disappointed, why this would be hurting to you. I'm sorry. I apologized, guys. What about me? I will take accountability of my actions, especially when I know that what I did was not right. But I'm not saying I was the only one who was in the wrong. Because when they were talking to me, she never addressed him in my presence. But I get it, because they are married, they have a sacred bond and connection and whatever, and I was the third one in the relationship. So maybe she did scold him in private, but now they are presenting a united front with me, yabo, or in front of me. So I'm like, I get you, and I don't want you to forget that I'm the one who brought this up to you. You understand? And I'm the one who came to you and said that there's something going on. I don't want to make you and him fight, because had I told you what had happened, when you get home, you would have been so hurt. You wouldn't, you would get home angry and seeing red and just want to attack. So I wanted him to relay the story in his own way. I don't know what he said to you, and I don't want to know. But whatever that he said is the truth. And that's what I want it to be. I want it to be your guys' truth. Yabo? So Atuvuvu, yeah, I get it. And the fact that seemingly you guys are forming your own bond outside of me, I don't want this to continue. I'm like, I get it. This is supposed to be the three of us in this thing, and seemingly him and I, we started forming our own connection and our own bond, and I don't want to overstep. So the girl was removed. Now I'm removing myself from the situation because, one, I feel guilty. Secondly, I'm starting to feel dirty about it. Wow, some of these people are paying me. Like, these people are paying me whenever we have sex. After we have had sex, I get a bank notification. And I'm like, Sana is giving sex worker. And that's something I'm not. But, yaphela kanjalo into yam, no rapelenge san. So, that's the story, guys, of how I was in a throuple for a couple of months. And I don't know if I'll do it again, because it's such a complicated and a complex relationship where you have to ensure, as the third one, that you are not getting attached to this one more than you are attached to this one. I was like, it's just not making sense for me to be in this. Maybe if it was two men, it would have made sense. But the fact that it's a woman and a man, and I have to keep these relationships with the both of them, was just a lot for me. I know you guys are sitting there judging me. Don't do that. But we've done it. We've lived. We've learned. And yeah, let's just continue the conversation in the comment section. So that is the end of the story. I haven't had any connection or interaction with Uvuvu or O'Brien ever since then, and yeah, and I think Ugel she still follows me on Instagram. I still follow her on Instagram, but I haven't seen any of the comments on YouTube. So yeah, that's the story. So if you enjoyed it, please give it a huge thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, share the video, super thanks if you can and if you want. And yeah, guys, I will see you on my next video. Bye.